welcome everyone. And thank you so much for coming, and I'm sorry we didn't get together last time, but I was really cool. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Sue and I run the studio here. Today's session is about a well-being session, but really it's a powwow. It's basically an opportunity for us to put last year into bed, really, to have a little review of last year and to have open discussion, as open as you want to, about what your experiences were like last year. So Safe have secured some funding to trial this workshop. So the idea is I'll be providing like a manual and a workshop plan, and it may well be that this can be used in other youth clubs to support children and young people during these, challenging times. So I know that you all know each other, and for that, I think that will be quite nice for me on this first rollout of the workshop, because you know each other and you're used to sharing. I do need to be clear that we're filming, and I don't want that to put us off having an honest discussion. We've had a discussion ourselves, Liam and I, and we basically won't be putting anything in that's personal. So even though the cameras will be rolling around throughout the session, I think we're probably just going to show it as a group discussion, and maybe we'll photograph the handouts or the notes or something, but I will be doing my best to make sure that you're all honoured in terms of not disclosing stuff that might be a little bit personal. When change and the possibility for change is in the room, it can be a little bit full of trepidation. So it's perfectly understandable, because when change is in the air, it can make us feel uncomfortable. Sometimes easier to hold on to the old stuff. Okay, but hopefully we will be focusing as well on some of the things that you would like to have happen over the next few years for yourself.
I'm ready.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I can't think of something.
Okay, so that's really useful that you brought up, it's anxiety, it's an on-the-spot thing.
Yeah.
So I want us to be easy and comfortable, alright? So the other thing about, the reason I'm calling it a powwow is because if I had a teppee and a little fire, we'd all be sitting around the fire, and having a nice snuggly space where we can share and acknowledge what we've experienced the past year, what we've gone through, but more importantly, hopefully to focus also on what we can do to help support ourselves. So it is interesting that straight away you brought up about feeling panicky, because really that's what this is about tonight. Really, it is about giving you some tools that maybe when you do feel panicky, you might have a little resource then that you can go, well, that technique worked for me well before. I might give myself a little bit of nourishment and a bit of self-care with that tonight. So if you don't want to share at any point, if you're feeling a bit nervous or anxious, just go past and we'll just go carry on around. Okay, so it's not like obligation, everyone has to share, but it needs to happen in a way that people are feeling quite relaxed. Yeah, and I can't see your label.
Lois.
Oh, Lois.
Yeah, my name's Lois. I'm 22 and I'm a dancer, but in my life I want to create a dance and a healing and mix it together and create new methods.
Well, that's really, really exciting, and maybe that can be part of, I'd like to think by the time we leave tonight that you'll have some positive intentions for yourself as well about what it is that you would like to have happen this year, because I know we feel like often it's felt that we have things taken away from us, but if anything, this is an opportunity to go, and what support can I be more to me? and what makes me more joyful and what can make my heart sing. Okay, but I'm not here to sort of lecture you or even to teach on any level really. I am here to hopefully support you and just get the dialogue going, maybe a different level, because it's a facilitated conversation. You know, maybe you'll learn more things about each other, or hopefully yourself. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for sharing. What else do we need to say really? Are your phones off? Your mobile phones off? That's good. Okay. So how are you feeling about getting your hands on a little bit of clay while we're talking?
Can't wait. Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, game.
Yeah.
So the format of the workshop tonight is basically a powwow. We're having a good talk. And it might be like making bread as a group of women, or getting on with something where you're sitting around the kitchen table and you're kneading your dough, putting all your energy into the dough. So I'm going to offer you the opportunity to have a ball of clay. And I just want you to work with the clay. You haven't got to make anything if you don't want to. You can if you want to. But it's basically just an opportunity for you to be a little bit somatic and have a little bit of a process as we're having a talk about things. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw them away in a bucket of water, and I'm going to do lots of healing on that water. So you're going to get the chance to throw it away. All right, so it's the idea of going as we're talking and witnessing. So individually you might already be in that place where you're, you know, you have your own emotional stuff going on, but we're also witnessing people that you care about and witnessing each other. So as I share something, it might trigger you, and you might, you know, so being a witness to each other is a really big part of the process as well. I'd like to think it goes without saying, but I think I should say that it's really important that we agree here and now that anything shared in this space is confidential and doesn't get taken out of the space. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So that means you do not discuss, even with other people in this group, you don't discuss other people without them being present. Is that okay as a ground rule? Because I think the issue of safety is a really important one when we're building up trust. Now you're all going to get quite messy with this, so I will, after a little while, when we've had a bit of a powwow and we've pummeled some emotions into our clay and thrown them away, we'll have just like a 5-minute loo break, whatever. And then we'll come in and we'll do a self-help round, and I'll show you some of the techniques for supporting yourself. And then we'll have a little break, and then we'll just have a little review and see what positive things we can pull out to take with you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Does this sound reasonable?
Yeah.
How big do you want your clay? That's the question. You want a big juicy bit? You know what? I think a handful will be enough. You probably all end up getting covered. You do know. Because I think you're right. I think there are opportunities within this as well. But keeping on the mind, so strong images then, any strong images or something that really was like, yeah, I'll remember that for a long time, that image or that.
But psychologically, the process of that was hard.
So,
I feel like
slap it out in that clay.
That whole year, I feel like impacted almost everyone, from eldest to youngest, in a certain way, and you can kind of see it within people just by looking at them now, which is what made the impact on me, seeing that.
Okay. Yeah, connecting with everyone else is,
Yeah.
again, it's the
Everyone's
empathetic.
suffering and confusion.
So is there anything else anybody would like to share on that ground before we move
I think as well it caused a lot of separation within families.
on? Tell me more.
It's like, it is such a learning curve every year, but I do think as a planet we have all needed it because collectively, like as I'm thinking, people are more just like open, everyone, like it's just that saying, like you don't know what people are going through, so approach everyone with love, like which we all know, which is basics, but people really don't, and even still now, but I feel like there's a shift in people more because we all understand and we're all going through it together.
So you're obviously really a very self-aware group. It's like, I don't okay. Come on, grannies, tell me how to suck an egg. You heard that expression, telling your granny how to suck an egg. It's like, I'm sitting with some old wire sills around the room and I'm like, okay. So this part of our session is coming to completion then. So is there anything else anyone wants to share about last year, about what they witnessed, what they felt, the lockdown, or any shadows in ourselves that we want to have acknowledged? Or we done? Do you know, maybe that's enough for our first segment. I think there's a lot shared in there. It was really interesting for me. And you've gifted me with your little healing house. Yeah. That's uplifted me so much. I know that each and every one of you will have had touched places in yourself that have been very challenging, you know, because I think this is the nature of the journey and what as a human collective we've just been through.
Yeah.
You know, and you obviously already have places to go where you can support each other. But you know, how beautiful, you know, you are so lucky because you found each other at a really important time and you're like, wow, this is such a gain. So to be able to encourage younger people who are not having that connection, to even show them that that is possible. And that healing can take place just without judgment, just in friendship, just in having a conscious place where you come together.
Yeah, and I think that was the key thing that we just all need. You just need each other.
So my proposal to you was to mash all your feelings into the clay and then throw it away in the bucket. Is anyone feeling a bit precious about what they've made and they don't want to throw it in the bucket?
I'll smash this up now and throw all my feelings now.
Blast to the rubbish.
Right, this is all like bad energy. Hold and transmute it into light.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Back into the body. So often we're not in the body when we're up here in our heads, and that if we do lose our central, our equilibrium. If you can, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Finding your own body's rhythm. You've got these beautiful roots growing up the bottom of your feet. If you don't like the metaphor of roots, you could just see cords of light, or cords of light roots connecting down through all the layers of the earth. As we set our intention that we're going to centre and be more balanced, to more of the truth of who you be, to your own spirit, to your own essence, to your own creativity, reminding you that you are unique. Feel around. You should be able to feel two little soft spots over your pupils more so. So you can see where they are in the picture. strain on one side of the brain or the other. And as dancers, this is why when you dance you feel so much better as well. I know there's an element of this. And what it is, you need to do cross-core. So we're moving the legs over the body. But as we do this and we cross the midline of the body, we're actually...
I know he's going hooray.
It's like an exaggerated run or an exaggerated march.
Stop putting your toes.